Imagine a mind so powerful, it turns every challenge into an opportunity. A mind so unshakable, it doesn't just endure adversity, it thrives in it. Today, we're diving into how you can cultivate that kind of mental strength, a force that not only propels you forward, but also demands respect and recognition from the world around you. Let's unlock your potential and start building a mind that can't be ignored. Have you ever wondered what separates those who succeed from those who fall short? Is it talent, luck, or perhaps it's something more, a secret weapon that many overlook? The truth is, it's the power of the mind. That's right. Your mind is your greatest asset. And when you learn to unlock its true potential, you'll realize that success was never about external circumstances. It was always about how you mastered the power within. So, how do you unleash this inner power? Well, it starts with one simple truth. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Most people live their lives without realizing the enormous capacity of their minds, using only a fraction of their true potential. They let fear, doubt, and negative experiences shape their thoughts, keeping them stuck in the same place. But you have the power to break free. All it takes is one decision to commit to strengthening your mind. First, you need to understand that your mind isn't just a tool for thinking, it's the command center of your entire life. Your thoughts dictate your actions, and your actions dictate your reality. If you want to change your life, you must start by changing the way you think. And to change the way you think, you need to challenge every limiting belief you've ever held about yourself. You see, most of us walk around with thoughts that keep us small. We've been conditioned to believe we're not good enough, not capable enough, not strong enough to achieve great things. But those thoughts, they are lies. The truth is, you were born with limitless potential. You are capable of achieving greatness beyond your wildest imagination. And it's time to tap into that power. Start by silencing the voice of doubt in your mind. Every time you hear it whispering, "You can't do this," or "You're not worthy," remind yourself that those are simply old stories you no longer need to believe. Your power lies in the present moment, in the choices you make today, and in the belief you hold about who you truly are. But here's the thing, strengthening your mind isn't just about positive thinking. It's about taking deliberate action to reprogram your brain. Begin by focusing on your goals with clarity and conviction. Break them down into smaller, manageable steps, and then take massive action. Every time you take one step forward, your mind becomes stronger, more resilient. You begin to develop a belief system that says, "I can do this," instead of "I can't." Now think about the challenges you've faced in your life. How did you respond? Did you crumble under pressure, or did you rise to the occasion? The strongest minds are not those that have avoided adversity. They are those that have learned how to face it head on and turn it into fuel for growth. Strengthening your mind means being willing to embrace challenges, knowing that there are opportunities for growth and learning. The more you face these challenges, the more unshakable your mind becomes. But here's the catch. Building a strong mind requires patience. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a daily commitment to yourself, to your goals, and to your vision. It's about feeding your mind with positive, empowering thoughts and surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential. As you continue to strengthen your mind, you'll notice a shift within yourself. A shift from doubt to certainty, from fear to courage, from weakness to power. Now imagine a future where your mind is as strong as steel, where no challenge is too great and no dream is too big. That's the power you're unlocking when you commit to strengthening your mind. But here's the secret. Your journey doesn't end with building mental strength. There's another powerful force at play, one that is just as crucial to your success, and we'll dive into that next. Stay tuned, because what you discover next will change everything you thought you knew about unlocking your full potential. It's natural, it's human, but here's the thing. Fear only has power over you if you allow it to control you. The moment you decide to face your fears head on, you unlock a mental toughness that not only propels you forward, but makes others take notice. Building a fearless mind starts with understanding that fear is not your enemy. Fear is simply a signal that you're about to step out of your comfort zone. and growth always lives just outside of that zone. Fear doesn't exist to stop you, it exists to push you to become something greater than you are. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who never feel fear, they're the ones who know how to use it to their advantage. To build mental toughness, you have to first reframe your relationship with fear. Instead of seeing it as a wall, see it as a door that leads you to new opportunities, new experiences, and new levels of success. When fear shows up, don't shrink back. Step forward with the mindset that it's not a roadblock, it's an invitation to grow. The more you walk through that door, the more fearless you become, and the stronger your mind grows. But let's get real here. Building mental toughness doesn't mean you're immune to fear. It means that when fear knocks, you don't let it control your actions. You don't let it dictate your decisions. You learn how to act in the face of fear, knowing that the best version of yourself lives on the other side. This is where true mental toughness is born. Now, mental toughness isn't just about being tough in difficult situations. It's about having the discipline to stay focused even when everything around you is falling apart. It's about being able to handle criticism, failure, and rejection without letting it shake your confidence. It's about being relentless, not just in your pursuit of success, but in your commitment to your own growth. But here's the kicker. Mental toughness doesn't come from avoiding challenges. It comes from embracing them. Every challenge you face is a chance to prove to yourself just how strong you are. Every setback is an opportunity to bounce back even stronger. Every time you rise after a fall, your mental toughness increases. This is the key. The more you face fear, the more you grow your ability to handle it. And with each victory, you'll start to notice something powerful happening. You'll begin to command respect, not because of what you've accomplished, but because of the strength of your mind. As you continue to build this mental toughness, you'll discover something incredible. You won't just stop fearing failure, you'll start to embrace it. Why? Because failure is no longer a setback, it's a lesson. It's a chance to learn, adapt, and grow. And as you grow stronger, something shifts inside you. Fear becomes a tool, not an obstacle. But here's the most powerful part. When you reach the point where you can face fear without flinching, when your mind is tough enough to handle anything that comes your way, you'll be unstoppable. And this is where the real transformation begins. But there's one more element that takes your mental toughness to the next level. A force that will push you even further beyond what you ever thought possible. Stick with me, because what we dive into next will change the way you see your own potential. The way you think determines how you act, how you react, and how you grow. And the best part, you have the power to change that blueprint at any time. But the real question is, are you willing to do what it takes to master your mindset? To master your mindset, you first have to realize that your thoughts are not facts. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it's true. And just because you feel something doesn't mean it's real. Most people walk through life believing their thoughts, acting on their emotions, and allowing external circumstances to dictate their reality. But true resilience comes from mastering the mind, from taking control of those thoughts and emotions, and from choosing how to respond in every situation. Resilience isn't about avoiding the storms of life, it's about learning how to stand firm in the midst of them. When you master your mindset, you develop the ability to face challenges with a calm, composed, and focused approach. You stop reacting impulsively to every setback, and instead, you respond with strength, clarity, and purpose. This is the foundation of resilience. But here's the thing. Mastering your mindset doesn't happen overnight. It's not a one-time decision, it's a daily commitment. It's about training your mind to think differently, to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to choose belief over doubt, and to choose action over hesitation. The most resilient people are not the ones who never face difficulty. They are the ones who have learned how to rise every time they fall. And this is where it gets exciting, because once you develop a resilient mindset, you start to view every challenge as an opportunity for growth. You stop seeing failure as a permanent condition and start viewing it as a temporary lesson, a stepping stone to success. The more you push through difficult times, the more your mental resilience strengthens. With each challenge you conquer, you build an inner strength that becomes unshakable. But let me tell you this, resilience isn't just about how you handle the big challenges. It's about how you handle the small moments too. Every day you're faced with decisions, situations, and people that can either lift you up or pull you down. Mastering your mindset means being mindful of how you show up in those moments. Whether you're facing a huge project at work, an argument with a loved one, or simply the routine demands of life, it's about choosing to show up with strength, with purpose, and with a mindset that says, I will not be moved. Now I want you to imagine something powerful. What if every setback you faced became a launch pad for your next success? What if every difficulty you encountered only made you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge? That's the power of mastering your mindset. You stop being a victim of your circumstances, and instead, you become the creator of your reality. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Once you truly master your mindset, something shifts in you. You start to feel unstoppable. Every challenge that comes your way is no longer something you fear, it's something you welcome, because you know it will make you better. Your resilience becomes a magnet, attracting success, opportunity, and growth. But the next step in mastering your potential is about more than resilience. It's about something even deeper. Stay with me, because the next key to unlocking your greatness is the one that will truly elevate you to the next level. Have you ever noticed that the most successful people in the world don't just have talent or luck on their side? No, they have something far more powerful. They have mental discipline. Mental discipline is the key that unlocks the door to your greatest potential. It's the force that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. So the question is, how do you develop this power? How do you shape your mind in such a way that it shapes your future? First, you must understand that mental discipline is not something that comes naturally to most people. It's not a gift, it's a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. The first step in developing mental discipline is setting clear, focused goals. Without a clear vision of what you want, how can your mind possibly work toward achieving it? When your mind is scattered, when your focus is divided, you lose the power to move forward. But when you set specific, measurable goals, you create a roadmap for your mind to follow. Now, mental discipline is not just about setting goals, it's about the ability to stick to them, no matter what. It's about showing up every single day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when the road gets tough. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, but true mental discipline is proven when you keep pushing forward when the odds are against you. And here's the truth. Mental discipline is built through habits. The most disciplined people are not the ones who rely on bursts of motivation. They are the ones who have ingrained habits of success. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful is often not talent, but the discipline to keep going when everyone else quits. It's waking up early, sticking to a routine, pushing through when the going gets tough, and staying committed to the long-term vision. You see, mental discipline is about learning how to master your impulses. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of everyday life, by the things that seem urgent, but are not important. Mental discipline means resisting the urge to procrastinate, to waste time, or to give in to temporary pleasures that don't serve your higher purpose. It's about having the strength to say no to the things that take you off course, and saying yes to the things that will move you closer to your dreams. But the secret to mental discipline is this: it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. You don't need to have everything figured out, you don't need to be flawless, you just need to keep going, even when things aren't perfect. It's the small daily actions, the consistent steps that will add up over time and shape your future. When you develop the discipline to keep moving forward, even when you're tired, frustrated, or tempted to quit, you create a future that cannot be stopped. And here's the power of mental discipline. It doesn't just shape your future, it shapes who you are. You become the person who doesn't give up, the person who shows up, the person who commits to the process. As you continue to develop this discipline, your mindset transforms. You begin to realize that you are not defined by your circumstances. You are defined by the choices you make. But as you develop this mental discipline, there's another key to your success that takes you even further. It's the ability to push beyond limits, to break through barriers that most people would never even attempt. And this next key, it will truly reveal the limitless power you have within you. Stick with me, because the next step in your journey is going to take you places you've never imagined. Life isn't about avoiding obstacles, It's about how you rise above them. It's about how you face every challenge with a mindset that says, this will not stop me. You see, obstacles are not the end of the road. They are simply the stepping stones on the path to greatness. But in order to rise above, you need a mindset that is designed to conquer, a mindset that refuses to be defeated no matter how tough the journey may get. First, let's get one thing straight. Life will test you. There will be moments when everything seems to be working against you. When the odds are stacked high and the road ahead looks impossible, that's when your mindset will determine whether you rise or fall. But here's the powerful truth. The obstacles you face are not there to break you. They are there to build you, to strengthen you, and to prepare you for what's next. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to prove just how strong you truly are. Now, building a mindset that rises above takes intentional effort. It requires a deep belief that nothing, no person, no circumstance, no failure can define you unless you allow it. This is where most people go wrong. They face a setback, and instead of learning from it, they let it shape their future. But the key to rising above is to shift your perspective. Instead of looking at challenges as roadblocks, start viewing them as training ground for your strength, for your resilience, and for your future success. It's easy to be positive when everything is going smoothly, right? But what happens when things don't go according to plan? What happens when you hit a wall? That's when the power of your mindset is truly tested. To rise above, you have to develop the mental toughness to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear, even when you don't see immediate results, even when others doubt you. This is where true greatness is born. It's not in the easy times, it's in the tough times, when you decide, I will not be defeated. And let's talk about resilience for a moment, because rising above isn't just about fighting through adversity, it's about bouncing back stronger every single time. It's about developing the ability to recover quickly from setbacks, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep going no matter how many times you fall. Every time you rise again, you reinforce your strength, your power, and your unbreakable mindset. But what separates those who rise from those who fall is this: the belief that failure is not final, it's temporary. Every time you face a challenge, every time you encounter a roadblock, you have a choice. Will you let it break you, or will you rise stronger than before? People who rise above know that failure is simply feedback. It's not the end of the journey, but a necessary part of the process. Now here's the exciting part. Once you develop the mindset that rises above every obstacle, you begin to see the world in a different light. Challenges don't seem as intimidating. In fact, you start to embrace them. You start to realize that no obstacle is too great when you have the right mindset. And with that, doors begin to open. Opportunities begin to unfold, because people are drawn to your strength, to your unwavering belief that no matter what happens, you will not be stopped. But as you rise above every obstacle, there's one final ingredient you need to fully unlock your potential. It's something that takes your mindset from strong to unstoppable. It's the secret weapon that will elevate your journey to heights you never thought possible. Stay tuned, because the next step is about to take you beyond what you've ever imagined. Do you ever feel doubt creeping into your mind, questioning whether you're good enough, strong enough, or capable of reaching your full potential? It's a natural part of the journey, but the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't lies in their ability to transform that doubt into confidence. Mental fortitude isn't about being fearless. It's about learning how to turn those moments of doubt into fuel that drives you forward. It's about recognizing that fear is not a barrier, it's an invitation to grow stronger. You see, doubt and fear are like two shadows that follow us around, always whispering in our ears, telling us we're not ready, not prepared, not worthy. But here's the secret: those shadows have no real power unless you give them power. Mental fortitude is about facing those shadows and deciding in that moment to step forward regardless. It's about knowing that fear and doubt are simply part of the process, and they don't define you. They only help you sharpen your strength. But how do you develop this kind of mental fortitude? It starts with shifting your mindset. Every time doubt enters your mind, you must recognize it as an opportunity to reinforce your belief in yourself. Instead of allowing doubt to stop you, use it as a reminder of your strength. Every time you feel fear, understand that fear is just an emotion. It's not reality. Your actions, not your feelings, determine your destiny. You decide how to respond, not the fear, not the doubt. Let's be honest, fear can be paralyzing. It can make you second guess every decision, hold you back from taking risks, and keep you stuck in the same place. But when you develop mental fortitude, you learn how to break free from that paralysis. You start taking action even when you're afraid. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions, because you know that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the willingness to act in the face of fear. Think about this. Every time you face fear and push through it, you're strengthening your mental fortitude. You're building resilience. And resilience doesn't just happen, it's developed over time through every decision you make to move forward despite your fear. It's in those moments when you feel unsure, uncertain, and vulnerable, but you choose to stand tall anyway. The more you do this, the more confidence you build in yourself, because you start to realize that you are capable of handling anything that comes your way. But here's where it gets interesting. When you develop mental fortitude, you stop seeing fear as a threat. You begin to see it as a teacher, a guide. Fear is telling you that you're pushing your limits, that you're growing, that you're evolving. The stronger you become mentally, the more fear loses its grip on you. It doesn't go away, but it no longer controls you. You start to use it instead of being used by it, and this mental fortitude doesn't just apply to the big challenges in life. It applies to everything, the small decisions, the daily struggles, the everyday doubts. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, taking that step forward even when you're unsure. This is where true strength is built, when you consistently show up for yourself, even in the face of uncertainty. But once you develop the kind of mental fortitude that turns doubt into confidence and fear into strength, there's one more step that will truly change the way you approach challenges. It's the next level of mindset that can take you from strong to truly unstoppable. Stick with me, because the key to reaching this level is just around the corner, and it's going to change everything. What if I told you that the key to unlocking your true potential lies in your ability to embrace the challenges that life throws at you? You see, the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short isn't the challenges themselves, but how they respond to them. Most people see obstacles as roadblocks, but the most successful people in the world see them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to push themselves further than they ever thought possible. The first step to developing an unstoppable mindset is shifting your perspective on challenges. Instead of asking yourself, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of focusing on how hard the situation is, focus on how much it's going to teach you and how it's going to help you evolve. Every challenge is a chance to build your character, sharpen your skills, and prove to yourself just how resilient and strong you truly are. The more challenges you face, the more opportunities you have to grow, and the more your mindset shifts from limited to limitless. Now here's where it gets interesting. An unstoppable mindset isn't about avoiding failure, it's about embracing it. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count, but what sets them apart is their ability to learn from those failures, to use them as stepping stones to success. Failure is not a reflection of who you are, it's simply a result of a process. And as long as you keep moving forward, failure doesn't define you, it refines you. Think about it. How many times have you faced a setback and allowed it to define your future? How many times have you given up after one failed attempt? An unstoppable mindset is built on the idea that setbacks are not permanent. They are just part of the journey. Every time you fail, you learn. Every time you fall, you rise stronger. The key is not to let failure hold you back, but to let it propel you forward with even more determination and drive. When you embrace challenges, you begin to see them as opportunities to sharpen your mind, to push your limits, and to redefine what's possible for you. Instead of shying away from difficulties, you lean into them, knowing that each challenge you face is one step closer to unlocking your full potential. And with each step forward, you become less concerned with what could go wrong and more excited about what could go right. You develop the confidence to take risks, the courage to face the unknown, and the mental toughness to keep going when others would have quit. But an unstoppable mindset doesn't just help you rise above obstacles, it transforms your entire approach to life. It shifts the way you think, the way you act, and the way you view the world. You begin to see challenges as a natural part of the process, not something to fear or avoid. You start to trust yourself, your abilities, and your capacity to handle whatever comes your way. And in doing so, you develop an unshakable confidence that nothing, no matter how difficult, can stop you. But here's the powerful part. Once you develop an unstoppable mindset, you'll start to notice something incredible happening. You'll begin to attract opportunities, success, and growth like never before. Why? Because the world is drawn to people with this kind of mindset. People who are unwavering in their belief that they are capable of achieving greatness, no matter what. And this is just the beginning. As you continue to build this unstoppable mindset, there's a key next step that will amplify your success and take you to places you never imagined. Stay tuned, because the next level of your journey is about to unfold. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the sheer number of things you have to do? Or perhaps you found yourself distracted, pulled in different directions, unsure of where to focus your energy. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of everyday life, in the constant stream of tasks, demands, and distractions. But here's the truth: if you want to achieve greatness, you must learn how to focus on what truly matters. Focus and clarity are the true drivers of success, and they are the key to unlocking your full potential. In a world that thrives on distractions, focus is a rare but powerful skill. It's the ability to block out the noise, tune out the irrelevant, and direct your energy and attention toward what will actually move you forward. You see, focus isn't just about concentration, it's about knowing exactly what your priorities are and dedicating your time and resources to them. It's about creating a clear vision of what you want to achieve and then relentlessly pursuing it, without letting anything or anyone pull you off course. But how do you develop this kind of focus? It starts with getting clear on your purpose. When you know why you're doing something, when you understand the deeper meaning behind your goals, you become laser focused on the steps you need to take to get there. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and instead you channel all your energy into the things that will bring you closer to your vision. Focus begins with clarity of your goals, your mission, and your values. Once you have that clarity, your path becomes much clearer. And here's where most people go wrong too often. We get distracted by the trivial things, the things that seem urgent but aren't really important. We allow ourselves to be sidetracked by the demands of others, by the pressure to do it all, by the fear of missing out. But the truth is, you can't do everything. You have to learn how to say no to the things that don't align with your vision, no to the distractions that pull you away from your goals. It's not about being busy, it's about being intentional. Focus means prioritizing what's truly important and dedicating yourself fully to it. The power of focus also lies in your ability to concentrate on the task at hand. It's easy to get distracted by 1,000 different things, but the most successful people in the world have mastered the art of concentration. They know how to stay present in the moment, how to block out external distractions, and how to give their full attention to the task they're working on. This kind of focus is what allows you to move mountains, to push through challenges, and to achieve results that others may think are impossible. But there's a secret to true focus. It's not just about keeping your eyes on the goal, it's about staying consistent and disciplined. You see, focus requires discipline. It requires the mental fortitude to keep moving forward, even when the distractions are loud and persistent. The key is to maintain your commitment to your vision, day in and day out, even when the world around you is trying to pull you in different directions. Every day you choose to stay focused, you build the strength and clarity that will guide you to your success. And as you develop this focus, you'll notice something incredible happening. Your productivity will soar, your results will multiply, and your confidence will grow. But there's more to this process. As you master focus and clarity, there's a deeper level to your success that involves aligning everything in your life with that vision. This next step will take your focus to an entirely new level, unlocking possibilities you never thought possible. Stick with me, because the journey isn't over yet. The next step in your transformation is about to reveal itself. Let's face it, many of us have big dreams, huge goals, and powerful aspirations. But how many of us can say we're truly committed to seeing them through? Consistency is the bridge between your vision and your success, and it's the one factor that separates those who achieve greatness from those who fall short. The truth is, without consistency, even the best ideas will remain just that idea. Without consistent action, your dreams will remain distant fantasies, and your potential will go untapped. Consistency is not glamorous. It's not flashy. It's not about having bursts of energy here and there or doing something amazing once in a while. Consistency is about showing up, day after day, no matter how you feel. It's about doing the work even when it's hard, even when you don't see immediate results, and even when the world around you seems to be moving at a different pace. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by making a few bold moves. They got there by consistently doing the right things, even when no one was watching, even when it seemed like the results were slow to come. And here's the thing about consistency: it's not about perfection. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be consistent. Success is a result of continual effort, of showing up even when you feel like quitting. It's about creating habits that align with your goals, habits that push you toward your vision, no matter how small the steps may seem. Think about it. Small, consistent actions, over time, compound into massive results. You don't have to do everything at once, but if you keep taking those small steps forward every single day, you'll be amazed at how far you can go. But what really sets the consistent achievers apart from those who struggle is their ability to keep going in the face of setbacks. Let's be honest, life will throw challenges your way, and there will be days when you'll feel like giving up. But the true power of consistency lies in your ability to keep moving forward, even when the journey gets tough. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking imperfect action every day and trusting that progress will come, even if it's slower than you'd like. Consistency means not giving up when the results aren't immediate, but continuing to put in the effort, knowing that every action you take brings you closer to your goals. Now you might be asking yourself, how do I stay consistent when things get hard? The answer is simple: discipline. Discipline is the foundation of consistency. When you have the discipline to stick to your plan, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient, you begin to see results that others miss. It's easy to start something, but the true test of character is finishing what you start. It's about making the decision every day to stay on track, to keep pushing, to keep moving forward. Consistency is not just about the big moments. It's about the small, everyday choices that, when added together, create massive change. Each decision, no matter how small it seems, is a building block for your future. Each step forward, each action you take, is bringing you closer to turning your dreams into reality. And the best part is, once you establish this habit of consistency, you'll start to see results that others will envy, and you'll wonder how you ever lived without this level of commitment. But as you continue this journey, there's one more factor that will elevate your consistency and turn it into something even more powerful. It's the secret to making your progress unstoppable, to ensuring that nothing will stand in the way of your success. Stay with me, because the final key is about to unlock your full potential and transform the way you approach your goals. You pour your heart and soul into something, only to see no immediate results. Or maybe you've hit a wall, and no matter how hard you push, you can't seem to get past it. It's in those moments when the true power of persistence comes into play. Persistence is the force that keeps you moving, even when everything around you tells you to stop. It's the ability to stand firm, to keep going despite the obstacles, the failures, and the setbacks. And if you truly want to succeed, if you truly want to turn your vision into reality, you have to develop the kind of persistence that refuses to quit. Persistence is not about the occasional effort, it's about the long haul. It's about understanding that success is not a one-time event, but a series of small, consistent actions taken over time. The key to persistence is to never lose sight of the bigger picture, even when things get tough. When you're persistent, you don't see challenges as failures, you see them as stepping stones, as lessons that will ultimately get you closer to your goal. You understand that every obstacle is simply an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more resilient, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming anything. But here's the thing: persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It's about adapting, evolving, and staying flexible. You may have to change your approach, rethink your strategy, or adjust your methods, but the key is to keep moving forward. Persistence is not about blindly charging ahead. It's about being willing to pivot, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep going no matter what. It's about pushing through the hard times, staying focused on your vision, and trusting that as long as you don't quit, success is inevitable. In fact, The greatest successes often come after the toughest challenges. Think about it. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced moments of doubt, moments where they questioned if it was worth it. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is that the successful ones kept going. They didn't give up when things got hard. They didn't stop when they faced rejection, failure, or criticism. They understood that persistence was the key to unlocking their dream. And it's not just about persistence in the big moments. It's about staying persistent in the small moments too. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and continuing to make progress, even when it feels like you're not getting any. Because here's the thing, success isn't always about massive breakthroughs. Sometimes, it's the small, consistent efforts that add up to something incredible. The little steps you take every day are the ones that will eventually get you to your destiny. But as you keep pushing forward, you'll begin to realize something. There's a power in persistence that transforms you. It changes the way you think, the way you act, and the way you view the world. Persistence builds character, it builds strength, it builds belief, and in the end it's persistence that will carry you to your greatest achievements. And while persistence is undoubtedly a powerful force, there's one last thing that will take your journey to the next level. It's the secret ingredient that, when combined with persistence, will unlock the door to unlimited success. Keep going, because the final piece to this puzzle is coming up, and it's going to change everything.